We're just down the street from the Pointe, so we're going to get to the Pointe because we're at Blue Pointe, David Muir's restaurant on Warren, just south of Cadieux. So let's get ourselves inside and start on some seafood. I'm in the Blue Pointe, under the big blue marlin, and I'm here with David Muir, local Detroiter. David, how you doing?
Very well. 29 years in the business here. We're still the best kept secret on the east side. We keep classic foods served simply, prepared simply, in an atmosphere that's warm and inviting. But it's evolved, and we do steaks and chops and still some Italian dishes. But our claim to fame is seafood.
High-end food, but not being pretentious about it, and at the working class price.
At reasonably priced. We want people to eat here 2 or 3 times a week, and that's how we price things.
I think you told me earlier, this place is kind of like Cheers.
Well, that's a lot of regulars. Our employees, I think on average, have been here 12, 15 years. Very loyal clientele, and we treat them like family.
So, when they come through the door, they're going to get what?
Hopefully a warm greeting, fresh fish, a relaxed atmosphere, reasonable prices, a great drink.
And a great time?
I think so.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
Okay. David, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's get eating.
The first step in preparing crab legs is trimming the spikes, which make it an easier and more enjoyable experience to eat. Next, the legs are broken into smaller pieces for better handling on the plate. The crab legs are then dropped into a bath of hot water seasoned with salt and butter. After a few minutes in the water, the legs are removed and wrapped in a table napkin on a plate to keep them warm before serving tableside.
David and I today are going to demystify the process of opening up crab legs and how to eat Roadhouse-style frog legs. It's going to show us how we got here from what's hidden inside of there. David, you ready?
I am.
Okay, let's get going, man.
Sometimes crab legs are served with these. Useless.
Thank you.
These, useless. We serve our crab legs in a blanket to keep them warm while you're de-shelling the crab legs. Typically, I walk around the restaurant, I see people struggling with this, and I feel so bad because it could be such an enjoyable experience. Instead of picking at it with a small fork that you're usually giving and getting out little pieces of crab like this, what you want to do is have a ready-to-eat large piece of crab meat. And the way to do that is this. First of all, you have to break each leg at the joint, okay? Side to side usually works, all right? And then on the joint that at the end of the Maris leg, if you pull it back against itself, side to side, and gently pull, sometimes you're lucky. And what you get out of there is the 2 membranes that run down through the meat.
There you go.
Those. Once those are out of there, the meat is free and clear and ready to eat. I peel off what's ever left on the membrane itself, and then approach the Maris leg. And I do this piece first because I'm hungry, and this is where the biggest piece of meat is kept.
Makes sense.
It's in a little blanket, unfortunately. The way to do it is to take a large fork, usually not the small one, insert it in one end of the crab, and treat it like your grandmother's old can opener, gently lifting up. The key to crab legs is to be gentle, is to not rip and tear, but to use your hands and gently remove the meat. When you bend it back, this piece of meat should come out whole and ready to eat. At that point, you can revert to your fork and knife, cut it into bite-sized pieces.
I think I'll join you.
And if you'd like, you can use butter. Frankly, I don't think it needs it. It's so sweet and succulent as it is. I avoid the butter.
How true.
That's wonderful.
So, a couple minutes of work. Get the right tool.
Use it like a can opener.
And then enjoy.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Now,
Frog legs are prepared a couple of different ways at the Blue Pointe. Chef starts by unwrapping the frog legs, dips them into flour, then egg wash, and the last stop, breadcrumbs. The other style is one dip in paprika flour. Each style of preparation continues until all the legs are coated. Next, pieces of toast are cut up and arranged on a plate. Frog legs are sautéed in butter over medium heat. Each side is cooked as a nice brown hue forms on the outside, and the finished frog legs are laid on top of the toast points. Warm butter from the sauté pan is poured over to finish off this house specialty.
something that you and I have both talked about and kind of chuckle about. How does one eat frog legs?
So many times I see people eat frog legs like corn on the cob, for instance. And there's an anatomy to a frog leg. When you pick up a frog leg, typically I grab it one by each foot and pull it apart. Now the joints are going to give someplace.
Right.
Okay. No matter where they give, the trick is to peel it off as if you're stripping
Chicken wing?
a chicken wing. Continuing on, you grab the next bone at the joint and pull. Now I got lucky, that bone came right out. So that means the meat is attached to the, what would be considered the pelvis. The bone came out of this part of the leg, so you can just bite it off the saddle. But sooner or later, you're confronted with this saddle piece, and what you need to do is just pinch off the saddle or pull off the saddle. Once that saddle is off,
You're home free.
you're home free. As I see so many people do, trying to eat it like this. Okay, it's a wrong approach.
And
End up
again,
with
they're
little
missing.
pieces. Right.
And again, they're missing getting all of the meat, just like the crab, by beating it up and not handling it correctly.
Exactly.
Sweet eats, great hospitality. Appreciate the warmth and welcome of David Muir and his staff.
You're welcome.
For more information on David Muir's restaurant, the Blue Pointe, and others, join us at dininginthed.com. We've got a great plate of Blue Point oysters here at the Blue Point. What should we have with it?
These oysters are the essence of the sea. They're salty, briny, fresh. What we're going to have with these is we're going to pair them with a beautiful Sauvignon Blanc from the value list. I'll pour us just a little bit. Sauvignon Blanc is crisp, refreshing, and a classic pairing with these delicious oysters. And it's a great value here on their compact and a value-oriented list.
So, thumbs up on the wine list here?
Absolutely. Here's to you. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's delicious.
It's very good.